Yeah, the late, the young man who was killed.
Yes,
Taiwo Akinola.
Yes.
We have that visual. We have
Right.
the picture. Very unfortunate, the sad one. But was he your member?
Absolutely. The father. I'm surprised. Well, I'm not surprised that Larry Inka had to say all of these things, but I really wish he was sitting across the table and then we can provide all of these advances. Taiwo Akinola's father, of course from Odowa in Nigeria local government, is not only a card-carrying member. That family, the father is not only a card-carrying member, he's also holding an appointment at the ward level of a party. So, how you would now? Yes, Taiwo may have different, but then the identity of anybody, the inclination, or political inclination, is already on forward. And like Sulai rightfully said, how would somebody who picked up a passenger be able to tell the identity of that? We knew from day one, as soon as that guy was dropped, immediately people who knew him said, this is the son of Mr. Akinola. The father is the driver of the KBC of Odowa.
But you just heard that your member, one of the thugs in your group, pulled the trigger that took the life of that young man.
Now, that flies in the face of logic. Let us assume that we, or as you saw in that footage, we're moving like that. You will expect all APC members to be on this side. Okay? So how anybody who is on this side will go and pull a trigger, and that guy is not, he was also in the rally. He was also in what you call the rally. He was also with us. How somebody could now turn his gun on, a member who is also part of that process is what I don't understand.
But is it true that when he was shot,
yes,
he wasn't wearing any political party garb until much later? He was then dressed. That's what Olalere said.
How can anybody wear APC branded shirt on a corpse in that environment? Is it possible?
Mr. Olayinka?
People should.
Because the visual, because the two pictures we have here.
Hello?
Go ahead. Would you want to respond to what Mr. Dharma said?
I what he said. The picture of that guy's corpse is everywhere. If somebody was wearing APC vest, where is the blood stain on that vest? Where is the blood? If somebody was wearing a vest and he was shot, there should be blood stain on the vest. The vest with which Taiwo was covered, there was no drop of blood on it.
Does he have the vest?
They just covered the corpse.
Does he have the vest?
See, I have photograph of the guy wearing a wine color long sleeve shirt, striped white colored long sleeve shirt. Immediately the guy was shot. They covered him. Unfortunately for them, they could not wear the vest on it. They only spread it on his shirt. They spread it on his body.
Don't forget that he also said this guy was coming from church.
It can be seen by the people. People are not fool. Hello, let me tell you. Hello.
Go ahead.
In 2009, during the Iran election, that was the way, and the man was killed in Oye. Immediately, the man was killed. They went to town saying their member was killed. They even played a full-page advert in the paper, an obituary for an man that they've never seen. That is their stock in trade. That guy is a staff of Queen's Court. He was coming from church and going to work. That is the truth. That is the fact. So if they are not saying somebody was going to church, is now their member.
If it
Of course, somebody like myself, I'm not bothered. I'm not disappointed in the person of Imbola Amola because I know him.
Mr. Olayinka,
In 2007.
Just a moment. Mr. Olayinka, sorry to Mr. Olayinka. Mr. Olayinka, are you going to let us get a word in, or you want to keep going on and on? Yes, are you going to let us get a word in? Mr. Olayinka, can you hear me?
After election, they go and bribe INEC officials to void votes. Four INEC officials were arrested.
Mr. Olayinka, I do believe now you know that as you can't make these allegations if they are not substantiated by either the police or the court. So let's stay within the realm of our focus of discussion today.
Hello.
Can you hear us, Mr. Olayinka?
I'm hearing you.
Okay, just hold on a bit.
The one about the other that I said.
Mr. Olayinka, could you just hold on? You have to allow questions coming so that you can respond. Just hold on a minute.
Can you hear us now? Yeah. Mr. Olayinka, are you there?
I'm with you.
Thank you. Now, just a moment. You were saying that, you know, this man wasn't a member of the APC. He was coming from church. He was going to work, coming from church. Now, is it also possible? I mean, the fact that he is a security guard doesn't mean that he cannot belong to a political party. Do you agree?
Hello.
I don't want any explanation. I just want a yes or... I'm going somewhere with my line of questioning. I just want a yes or no answer to that. Do you agree that he would be going to work and still be a member of a political party?
He could be a member of the political party, but I've spoken with members of his family.
Ask him.
The members of his family. Mr. Daramala says...
Ask him who he spoke to.
Mr. Daramala, please. Just a moment. Mr. Daramala says that the father of the young man who was killed holds a political appointment at the ward level in Ekiti State. Is that right?
Can you come again? I didn't get you.
Mr. Daramala says that the father of the young man who was killed holds a political appointment at the ward level in Ekiti State. Is that true or false? Can you confirm that to us?
One man who was killed on Sunday.
Yes, Mr. Olayinka.
Akinola.
Mr. Akinola's father. Yes.
Political office.
His father holds a political office at the ward level in Ekiti State.
APC.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
I'm not getting you. You're not. So it's not clear. So I don't want to give answers to that.
Let me come again because can you hear me now?
Yeah, I'm hearing you now. Yeah.
Great. Now, if you can hear me, it is alleged that Mr. Akiola's father, did you get that? Holds a political appointment at the ward level in Ekiti State in the APC.
Yes or no?
Mr. Daramala, would you kindly let me do the questioning?
I'm not aware.
You don't know that the father of this young man is also said...
It's not possible for me to know everyone who political office in another party.
So you cannot confirm, because you also say that you've spoken with the family of this man.
Who did you speak with?
I've spoken with one of his elder brothers. This morning, the guy is on my PDP contact. I've spoken with him today, and he said that he was the one who told me that the guy was going to church.
He was not coming from church. He was going to church.
Was coming from church to Queen's Court, where he worked. He formerly worked in Aso Rock, Beer Parlour, along the Kere Road.
So you only know the brother of this man. You don't know his father or his mother.
All right.
Initially he said he was going to church. Or he was coming from church. Now he's going to church.
What has the police said?
Okay.
Mr. Olayinka, Mr. Daramala, have both of you, Mr. Daramala first, have you gotten across to the police concerning the person who died? Because there are pictures circulating of when he was initially shot, and then they tagged a few seconds after he was shot, how that vest was spread on him. And through the type, I see the picture here, and there isn't any blood stain at the moment from what I see here. I'm sure you must have spoken to some members who were at the rally. How do they explain that?
It's not in the place of the guys who were in the process to know how a bullet got at somebody.
I'm talking about the vest without stain.
It's not. At that point in time, when a bullet went out and hit somebody, the first reaction of everybody is to run. So how would somebody come back? The very first reaction when that bullet rang out would have been for everybody to take over. So somebody would now duck and then quickly run back and go and put a shirt on.
No, I'm only asking for information purposes because the police will have to investigate all of this matter.
You know, some people say things as if some other people are not reasonable. Where if anybody pulls a trigger here, the first reaction is everybody here will run.
Well, but the question
Because
is,
that's why we're trying to be reasonable here, because the two pictures that we have, the first one, he wasn't having the white shirt with the APC emblem. And the second one had the shirt just placed on his body. So people are asking, why would anyone deliberately put a shirt of the APC on his body?
It would be nice to see. It would be nice to see all of these pictures, and it would be nice for you to also get the Nigerian police people who also took him away from there. But one thing I know is clear. One thing that is clear is that there's no way anybody will get a gunshot or will hear a gunshot and then now quickly duck back and go and place that T-shirt on him. But let us follow the sequence of events. If you follow up to the point where the governor showed up there, and the altercation between the governor and the commissioner of police and the state director of SSS, that will tell you something.
Okay, but moving forward now, the way all of this is conducted, look, the police, either way, they've got to be involved. And you did talk about scheduling this event, it wasn't planned, and all of those. Would it be a good idea to notify the police authorities, look, we're going to do this, just ensure that you have your men here so we don't have this unfortunate incident of lives being lost. We can't afford people dying for rally's sake.
Again, as a party and as an individual and on behalf of the campaign organization that I run, we're deeply worried that this event has spinning out of control, particularly with the guys who are saddled with responsibility of maintaining law and order. If you find a commander of the Mopol have direct altercation and exchange, verbal exchange with the governor and said he was going to arrest him and all of that, that fits a script. And we don't want to reap political dividend from this. I am not here.
Has that happened before, or this is the first time?
It's happened before. There's a history to this. The same OC Mopol, Gabriel Selenkere, went into the cell of one of our members, or three of our members, and he said he was in the state. He was in the state to effect a master script. And we had a press conference where the three people said it, that he came to their cell at 12 a.m. and said that anybody who goes against the candidate of the PDP, that is going against the president. I had a press conference on that. Number two, this same officer, you can validate it. This was the same way I threw a challenge at Bonani Bruce the other day, and Channel did a good job, and I thank you for that, by verifying. This same officer stripped the government house of Mopol officers attached to the governor's convoy. And so when the governor said that this could be an assassination attempt, we have reasonable reasons to believe so.